Internet computer back to 750, the analysis nobody wants to see. Why does nobody want to talk about internet computer anymore? Because most investors don't want to hear that this altcoin could make a comeback to $750. But the very facts I'm about to show you point to a scenario that almost no one has on their radar yet. In this video, you'll find out whether internet computer could be the biggest missed opportunity in the crypto market in 2025. Welcome to 10x Crypto, your channel for honest, data-driven altcoin analysis. Question for you: what if a coin that most people have already written off suddenly had the potential to climb back to 750? Internet computer, or ICP for short, was over $750 in 2021. Today is just under $4, and yet that points to a massive comeback. But first, what actually is internet computer? Internet computer is the next generation blockchain developed by the DFINITY Foundation. Its mission is to decentralize the internet and, for example, make Amazon's, Google's, or Microsoft's cloud services obsolete. What's unique about internet computer is that everything runs through apps and websites directly on the blockchain. No servers, no middlemen, fully decentralized. The problem that internet computer solves, today, many crypto projects still depend on centralized providers. Even DeFi runs on Amazon's web service. So that's a huge contradiction to true decentralization. But internet computer breaks exactly this pattern. It gives developers the ability to build social media, DeFi, or even AI apps on-chain. The technical advantages, for example, the canister smart contracts can store up to 500 gigabytes. Transactions consume less energy than a Google search and are multi-chain compatible, meaning that even today, internet computer integrates Bitcoin and Ethereum directly and without bridges. The exciting thing is, when the market enters the next cycle, even a small increase in ICP's market share could cause the price to skyrocket. So, before we dive into the full analysis, feel free to grab a coffee, leave a like for me, and if you want to become part of the CNIX community, if you want to become an insider, then check out my free group. There, we introduce each other to exciting altcoins, including those in the low-cap sector. Extremely exciting. You can find all the information in the video description.
But a quick disclaimer, my channel is not financial advice, it's purely for informational purposes.
Let's start with the market capitalization. Many people ask, hasn't internet computer been dead for a long time? Let's take a look at the market capitalization. It's currently around $2 billion US. That makes internet computer a mid-cap. So it's already significantly smaller than, for example, Ethereum or Bitcoin, but still big enough to be taken seriously and to have exciting growth potential, because mid-caps are often the coins that can make the highest percentage gains during a bull run. In other words, the risk-reward ratio is definitely more balanced there. That's why it still gets a strong 8 in this category. Now let's move on to the circulating supply. A huge problem for many projects is, of course, that there are still a lot of token unlocks coming, but not with internet computer, because 100% of the tokens are already in circulation. No hidden supply, no pressure from a flood of new coins. That naturally provides stability and trust. A 10 in this category. Now let's move on to the roadmap. Many projects just talk, but internet computer delivers. The roadmap, for example, shows AI integration, DeFi, multi-chain functionality, and already implemented internet identity, meaning digital identity. Then there's Chain Fusion, and the next steps are AI and X Summit, as well as social media projects directly on-chain. Over 80% of the goals have already been met. This deserves a strong 9. Now let's move on to the team. The founder is Dominic Williams, the CTO is Jan Kamenisch, who is also one of the most renowned cryptographers. In addition, there are 200 experts, many from Google, IBM, and elite universities. So a strong, scientifically driven team with real innovative power. 9. So what about internet computer? The narrative is, of course, crucial in the crypto market. Internet computer has a strong narrative here, namely the world computer, for example, AI on-chain. This means an internet without big tech, decentralized, open, and scalable. And that's exactly what fits perfectly with current trends. A strong 9 in this area. Next, what problem does internet computer actually solve? Well, cloud dependency is one of the biggest crypto paradoxes. But internet computer breaks this down because the dApps run directly on the blockchain without AWS or Google Cloud. This means decentralization is truly taken seriously and not just a password. So here, a strong 9. Next, energy and sustainability. The biggest argument of many chains is of course energy consumption, but internet computer is much more energy efficient. A transaction uses less energy than a Google search. This makes them sustainable, scalable, and future-proof. A solid 10. What about the investors? Big names are involved. Andreessen, Hovidson, Polychain, Multicoin Capital. DFINITY itself, of course, also supports million-dollar projects on internet computer. This means the capital is there to implement the roadmap, a strong 9. Let's move on to the competition. This is where it gets interesting. Ethereum, Solana, BNB, and of course new AI chains. But internet computer has the advantage of low energy costs, multi-chain capabilities, and AI on-chain. But the competition is extremely strong. If we take a look at the competition now, that's when things really get interesting. Many altcoins are fighting for market share here. And in my 10x universe on my playlist, I've already analyzed a lot of altcoins. Feel free to check them out. The link is in the video description. And next weekend I found 2 more exciting altcoins. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss it. In this area, a strong 8. Let's move on to marketing. Internet computer is extremely active. They have events, they have summits, they're on YouTube, social media. Compared to Solana or Ethereum, they may have less mainstream power, but they're still well positioned, an 8. Next, how simple is the idea? People get World Computer and LinkedIn easily at first, but terms like canister or chain fusion are initially complex. For beginners, that's not self-explanatory, so only a 7 here. Now let's move on to the long-term vision. The goal of internet computer is, of course, a self-sustaining internet powered by AI and blockchain. It's a big vision, maybe too big, but so far internet computer has delivered, so that's a strong 9. Are they deflationary? What about the supply? They don't have a fixed max supply, but staking, burning, and governance effectively reduce the circulating supply. That's a plus, but of course it's not like Bitcoin, which has a massive hard cap. That's why it's only a 6 here. So what about the FTV? That is, the fully diluted market capitalization. Compared to the market cap, there's basically no risk of major dilution. They are rated positively, a strong 10. Now let's move on to the volume. High liquidity, daily volume over 70 million US dollars, easy to trade, which also makes it very liquid, a solid 10 for strength. Next, what about the token distribution? Seed rounds have been completed, no major unlocks left, distribution is stable, staked for the long term, a strong 8 in this area. Now let's look at the top coin holders. No wallet holds more than 7%, the top 100 wallets hold less than 50%, so there is no centralization risk, a strong 8. Next, let's talk about utility. Internet computer is not just a governance token. It's needed for gas, staking, DeFi, artificial intelligence, NFTs, in other words, real utility. Strength 9. How strong is the community? Over 200,000 followers on X, a growing and strong Discord community, active forums, a loyal and tech-savvy community. Are you also an internet computer holder or fan? Let me know in the comments. Hashtag Internet Computer. Here, strength 8. What events are coming up? AI and X Summit, hackathons, new social media apps, for example, are strong catalysts in the coming months, so this is a strong thing. Internet computer is one of the most misunderstood altcoins in the entire crypto market. Many have already written it off, but the data paints a completely different picture. Internet computer scores an extremely strong 86%. What? That's extremely good and shows the project is anything but dead. Here again are the most important points. The valuation market cap is still fair in the mid-cap sector, so there is still upside potential. Tokenomics are solid and the roadmap and team have been delivering for years. Strong focus on AI and multi-chain sectors. The narrative of decentralization plus AI is an extremely strong narrative. Of course, there are also risks. The competition is tough. It's a complex technology that not everyone understands right away. Therefore, internet computer is not a coin for quick speculation, but for investors who believe in technology, a strong vision, and long-term potential. So, extremely exciting. If you want to know which altcoins I personally hold in my portfolio, and if you want the complete 10 times ranking list and access to my 10 times indicator on TradingView, then you definitely need to check out the 10x Elite. There you'll get the full package you need. weekly to daily updates on the entire crypto market, insights, my portfolio, the 10x ranking list. It's best if you check it all out. I've linked it for you here in the QR code, otherwise you'll find it below in the video description. Now let's move on to the price predictions. That's what most people are obviously most interested in, but at the same time, you always have to be careful because no one can predict the future. You can only make mathematical calculations based on the market cap. Let's talk about the bear scenario. Imagine the market disappoints and the euphoria fades away. In such a case, internet computer might just tread water, maybe see a slight increase. Here, $5 to $9 would theoretically be mathematically possible. Let's move on to the normal scenario. What if the crypto markets develop normally? No hype, no crash, just a healthy bull market. Then a mid-cap like internet computer could grow steadily along with the market. In that case, $10 to $20 would be possible. Now let's move on to the optimistic scenario. Imagine trends like AI, DeFi, and multi-coin really take off. Internet computer achieves what most others can't, becoming the world computer. The community grows, developers keep coming back, and projects really take off. Prices between $30 and $40 would then be theoretically possible. Now let's move on to the very optimistic scenario. What if internet computer not only keeps up, but actually becomes the foundation for AI, DeFi, and everything built on blockchain? In that case, internet computer would basically be everywhere. Then prices of $90 and more would be possible. Now let's talk about the vision for 2030. The crypto market could grow massively by 2030, maybe reaching $40 trillion, with internet computer taking a large share of that. Then prices of over $700 would be possible. That sounds crazy, but by 2030, meaning first comes the bear market, then the next bull market, a lot can happen by then. And by the way, if you want to buy internet computer, I recommend my partner exchange. It has some extremely exciting features and even a bonus right now if you sign up using my link. So you can find all the information here. Either scan the QR code or check the pinned comment. And now comes one of the most exciting parts. What does my chart analysis say? What does my 10x indicator say? What are the current odds looking like? All of that right now. Hello and welcome to my chart analysis of internet computer. First, just a quick note for your information. I use TradingView and a custom developed indicator that shows me two things directly. For example, when a lot of people are buying, we slowly move into overbought territory. This is indicated by a red dot. That means for me, maybe I can exit here or at least take some profits. On the other hand, if a lot of people are selling, we move into oversold territory. That is shown with a green dot. For me, that means these might be good entry points. So I developed this myself to be simple and clear so I can always find a good point to enter. For example, for dollar cost averaging. So what does it look like here with internet computer? We had a massive sell-off here. That was when the tariffs with China came in. The market reacted quite emotionally to that, you really have to say. And we were pushed down by about 65%. You really have to imagine that. That was actually unbelievable. If you had invested here, you would have gotten in. Here, you would still have a 100% profit right now, so that's pretty significant. We recently had an upward push, but now it's going down again. As you can see overall on my indicator, we're still not in the absolutely oversold area, and a red dot has also formed. By the way, a small red or green dot means a trend reversal. So in other words, red means a bearish trend reversal, green means a bullish trend reversal. At the moment, a red dot has formed, which means a bearish trend reversal. That means it could go down even further. So right now, I would be cautious with internet computer and wait for now. When I would get into internet computer or generally into Bitcoin or altcoins, you'll find out in the 10x Elite. There I also share my insights and my trades. And by the way, you also get access to the Zenix indicator as long as you are a Zenix Elite member. You can find all the information in the video description. If you want to dive deeper into the world of altcoins, I have another altcoin here that's also extremely interesting. Why Solana also has massive potential for this bull run, find out a bit for yourself in the next video. See you in a bit.